Optimal health for high performers. This is the Health Upgrade Podcast with Dr. Nawaz Habib.
Hi, it's Dr. Habib. Today's 10-minute upgrade episode is on how to upgrade your sleep. Sleep is obviously a really important part of our health. It's how our bodies recover. We filter out a lot of the toxins and the inflammatory buildup that gets into our brains and in our nervous system during this time. We give our digestive system an opportunity to rest. We shift our state into a purely parasympathetic state where possible. And we allow the vagus nerve to do its best work when we are sleeping really well. And so we really want to optimize the way that we set ourselves up for sleep and the way that we recover during the night. There's a few really important tips on how to upgrade your sleep that I want to talk about today. The first one has nothing to do with sleep, or so it seems, and that is to go outside. Now, I don't mean go outside in the nighttime. I mean go outside during the day. Getting sunlight exposure in our eyes, on our skin, helps to activate vitamin D, helps to get our eyes turned on, and it allows us to realize from a physical and biochemical standpoint in our brains that it is daytime. And there's 3 crucial times that we want to be able to go outside. We want to go outside first thing in the morning where possible, where the sun is coming up. We want to definitely get some sunlight in the middle of the day, in that 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. time zone. That's where we're going to get the majority of our blue light. It's actually going to tell our body that it's the middle of the day when we're using that blue light to tell us when it's naturally coming down on us through the sun. And ideally, we want to also watch the sun set or watch the sun go down. If you notice, when you're watching the sun during these times, there's different hues and different tones of what the rays of the sun that are coming through towards our eyes. You'll notice if you watch the sun rise, you'll notice that the light is a very yellow, very bright, almost orangey tone in the morning. And that tone shifts into a more bluey color in the middle of the day. And that wakes us up and it tells us that it's the middle of the day. You need to be on, you need to be awake, and you need to be aware. And then again, as the sun goes down in the evening, the tone shifts to a very orange, yellowy tone. And that actually helps to turn off the serotonin production. So blue light increases serotonin production in our body. Serotonin is our feel-good neurotransmitter, neurochemical. It's required to help us feel optimal. It's oftentimes the missing link in what's causing a lot of depression, seasonal affective disorder, a lot of challenges that people deal with, especially during the winter months when the sun is not out as many days as many hours per day. So we want to make sure that we're getting as much sunlight as we possibly can during these hours, and that we are activating serotonin in the morning and during the middle of the day, and shifting that into melatonin production at night. And so that has to do with that evening sun setting, the new tone of going away from blue light. Now, this brings up the question about what about electronics? What about screens? What about staring at a computer and being on Zoom calls all day? Well, the answer to that is we should definitely try to minimize our blue light exposure. At the very least, if not after the sun sets, we should be limiting it all day if possible. And there's ways to do that. We can get glasses that are blue light blocking sunglasses, or even prescription lenses like I'm wearing. We can get software on our computers that actually helps to shift the tone of the light into a very red color and filter out the blue light that we're being exposed to. That's also very true for our cell phones, which we tend to be on almost first thing in the morning till late at night. So we want to try to limit our use of those electronics and those screens, especially after the sun goes down. That's really important to help allow our body to turn on the melatonin that's required to get into that calm, relaxed, sleep-based rest digest state. The second thing we want to do is to set our bedroom up for complete success. And the way to do that is to allow for complete darkness in our bedrooms. We all have windows, we all kind of need them in our bedrooms, But if we allow too much light to come through, to seep in just on the corners of the curtains or of the blinds that we're using, that little bit of light from street lamps, from passing cars, even moonlight, can have a negative effect on our melatonin production and our ability to actually get into a deep sleep. So we definitely want to do our best to create a blackout environment, as dark as possible in our bedrooms. The next one you want to think about as well is, if we want it to be really dark, don't we want the temperature to do something? And yes, absolutely. The temperature is also a very important part of this. We actually want to allow our room temperature to decrease significantly during the nighttime. Our body temperature needs to dip, and when we have ambient temperature that comes down around us, that environmental temperature tells us that it's cooling, that it's nighttime, that it's time for our heart to slow beating, to slow down. And a really important factor to determine whether you have good sleep or not good sleep is, when does your heart rate dip to or below 60 beats per minute? Ideally, for the general population, that's where we're going to be looking at those numbers. For an athlete or somebody that's generally far more fit, those numbers are going to be much lower. But the lower our heart rate is able to dip, the deeper the sleep we're able to get, and the more we're allowing the vagus nerve to do its work in recovery and helping to optimize our bodies for the next day so that we can take on new challenges the next day. As we do that, we get more deep, restful sleep, and this has actually been shown through numerous studies, and now we have wearable technology that can help us see exactly what's allowing this to work functionally really well. So if you notice, I'm wearing my Oura ring over here if you're watching this on video. If you're not, I use an Oura ring at night to help give me awareness of how I'm sleeping. What state of sleep am I in? Am I in REM sleep, rapid eye movement? Am I in light sleep, or am I in that deep restorative sleep? And how much am I getting per night in each stage there? These are really important factors when it comes to really understanding your sleep, and awareness really is the key to being able to take optimal steps. There's a lot of great other tips that each individual can take on, but these are 3 basic, amazing ways to help upgrade your sleep. Get outside in the day. Make sure that you're watching the sun come up. Get outside for some fresh air in the middle of the day, and ideally watch the sun set as well to help turn on that melatonin production. Create a room that's completely dark. Use blackout curtains, blackout blinds. Make sure that there's minimal, if none at all, light passing through into the room during the nighttime. And you want to use cooler temperatures. Set your thermostat a little bit lower. Use fans for white noise and for that cooling in your room to help get that body temperature down and to allow your heart rate to dip to that optimally low level so that you get deep, restful sleep at night. I hope these have been awesome for you. Good luck upgrading your sleep. Wish you all the best. Have an upgraded day.